Clint Eastwood was born Clinton Eastwood Jr. on May 31, 1930, in San Francisco, California, and his early years were shaped by uncertainty and resilience. Growing up during the Great Depression, his family moved frequently in search of work, exposing him to instability, but also teaching him self-reliance at a young age. These formative experiences instilled in Eastwood a quiet toughness and an ability to endure hardship without complaint, traits that would later define both his on-screen presence and his personal philosophy. Though initially drawn to athletics and art, his life took a decisive turn after serving in the United States Army during the Korean War era. Returning home with maturity and focus, Eastwood entered Hollywood not as an overnight sensation, but as a determined outsider, willing to learn patiently, laying the foundation for one of the most enduring careers in film history. Becoming a symbol of the Western antihero white, Eastwood's rise to fame came gradually, but once it arrived, it reshaped cinema. His breakthrough role as the man with no name in Sergio Leone's spaghetti western trilogy redefined the genre itself. With minimal dialogue, a piercing stare, and controlled physicality, Eastwood conveyed authority through restraint rather than theatrics. These films introduced a harsher, morally ambiguous frontier, far removed from traditional heroic. Audiences were captivated by his calm menace and emotional economy, qualities that became his signature. The trilogy did more than elevate Eastwood's career. It transformed global perceptions of the Western, blending myth with realism. Through these roles, Eastwood learned the power of silence, a lesson that would influence his acting, directing, and even his worldview for decades to come. The Dirty Harry era and cultural impact. In the 1970s, Eastwood further solidified his image with the character of Inspector Harry Callahan in the Dirty Harry films. These performances captured the tension of a society grappling with crime, fear, and shifting moral boundary. Callahan was not presented as a simple hero, but as a flawed enforcer wrestling with justice and restraint. Eastwood's portrayal resonated because it reflected public anxieties without offering easy answers. His calm delivery and moral ambiguity made the character compelling rather than comforting. While controversial, the films demonstrated Eastwood's willingness to explore uncomfortable themes. This period cemented him as a leading figure in American cinema, someone unafraid to challenge audiences while remaining deeply connected to their emotional landscape. A director with a singular vision. Eastwood's evolution from actor to director revealed another layer of his artistry. Beginning with Play Misty for me, he demonstrated an instinctive understanding of pacing, character, and emotional restraint. His directing style favored simplicity and trust in performance rather than excess. Over the decades, films like $1 Million Baby, Unforgiven, and Gran Torino explored aging, redemption, and moral reckoning with quiet intensity. Eastwood's greatest strength as a director lay in his refusal to overstate themes, allowing audiences to discover meaning organically. His films often reflected his own life philosophy. Accountability matters, time is unforgiving, and dignity is earned through action. This approach earned him critical acclaim and lasting respect as a storyteller. Longevity and late career reflection. Even into his later years, Eastwood remained creatively active, using film to reflect on mortality and consequence. Projects like The Mule and Richard Jewell demonstrated his continued interest in flawed individuals navigating regret, justice, and redemption. Rather than glorifying strength, these films examined vulnerability and accountability. Eastwood's performances grew like quieter, more reflective, yet emotionally resonant. His ability to remain relevant across generations stemmed from his honesty rather than adaptation to trends. He did not chase modern sensibilities, but trusted timeless human themes. This consistency allowed him to age on screen with authenticity, reinforcing his reputation as an artist who evolves without abandoning his core values. A personal life, marked by complexity. Eastwood's personal life, like his films, was complex and multifaceted. He formed long-term relationships, raised a large family, and navigated the pressures of fame while maintaining a strong sense of privacy. Though his relationships were often scrutinized, Eastwood rarely addressed speculation publicly, choosing discretion over explanation. Fatherhood remained important to him, and several of his children followed creative paths of their own. These experiences informed his later work, particularly his focus on responsibility, legacy, and reconciliation. While imperfect, his personal journey mirrored the themes he explored on screen. Choices have consequences, and time ultimately demands reflection. James Garner, a different kind of strength. James Garner represented a contrasting yet complementary presence in Hollywood. Known for his warmth, wit, and effortless charm, Garner brought humanity and relatability to every role. Where Eastwood projected stoic restraint, Garner excelled in approachability and emotional openness. His performances made audiences feel understood rather than impressed. Garner's success across television and film demonstrated versatility without ego, earning him admiration from peers and viewers alike. He navigated Hollywood with humility, resisting the trappings of stardom. This groundedness became one of his defining traits, setting him apart in an industry often driven by self-promotion and image management. Mutual respect. Beneath the surface. Late in life, Eastwood spoke candidly about James Garner, offering reflections shaped by decades of perspective. He acknowledged both admiration and creative tension, emphasizing that respect does not require sameness. Eastwood recognized Garner's instinctive understanding of scenes and his ability to elevate material through subtle choices. While their styles differed, Eastwood viewed those differences as strengths rather than obstacles. Competition, when rooted in professionalism, sharpened their craft rather than dividing them. Eastwood's reflections revealed an appreciation for Garner's integrity, reliability, and humor, qualities that mattered deeply to someone who had witnessed Hollywood's volatility firsthand. Friendship beyond the camera. Beyond their professional intersections, Eastwood spoke of Garner as someone dependable and genuine, rare qualities in an unpredictable industry. Garner's humor and generosity fostered trust, creating a bond that extended beyond sets and scripts. Eastwood valued Garner's loyalty and emotional intelligence, traits that often go unnoticed amid discussions of fame. Their relationship was not defined by constant closeness, but by mutual understanding and respect. Eastwood's willingness to acknowledge Garner's influence reflected maturity rather than rivalry, highlighting how true admiration deepens with time rather than diminishes. Legacy, truth, and final perspective. At an advanced age, Clint Eastwood's reflections on James Garner were not confessions of rivalry, but acknowledgments of shared humanity. He recognized that Garner's legacy rested not only on talent, but on character. For Eastwood, telling the truth meant honoring authenticity over myth. Their careers followed different paths, yet both men left indelible marks on storytelling through honesty and restraint. Eastwood's words served as a reminder that Hollywood legends are not defined solely by box office success, but soichi by city be by why by which tui share the respect they earn from one another. In speaking openly, Eastwood revealed a deeper truth. Lasting legacy is built on integrity, humility, and the quiet bonds formed behind the spotlight.